Hello, interwebs. What's happening? What's going on? Hello, Lisa. Welcome. Hello, Chris. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the fun. Give it a couple minutes before we get into it. I don't know if Blaine's going to be coming. He's a little under the weather, so he may or may not show up. I think he'll probably take a pass tonight, but we'll see. We'll see if he shows up. If not, the show will go on. We will have some fun discussing business and some crypto stuff. So hello, John, sir, Mr. Novak, sir. Good evening. Welcome. So, like you guys know from last week, we're streaming now on YouTube as well. So we're on Vim, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. And we will be uploaded for the recording viewing pleasure on ThreeSpeak. So a lot, we're just everywhere. We're trying to be everywhere we can be. Harrington, hello, sir. Welcome. welcome. Middle of the night over there, I'm sure. Hello, Charletta. Welcome. So there you go. Lots to talk about, lots to go over. No Twitter for this. I don't. The reason why I don't do Twitter for this show, Chris, is because I can't really engage with people on Twitter. Twitter is just the live stream and people can watch it, but there's no interaction. There's no ability for you guys to say anything to me unless you reply directly to the tweet. And that would require me refreshing my Twitter feed to see if you guys said anything. So and it's really weird. They got rid of Periscope, and I don't know why they haven't added that feature back in live streaming where you can actually talk to people. It's very strange. Hi, Mike. Welcome. So the new channel, it is the old Plus One Daily account. So I've kind of branded it. I kind of named it Johnny Coin. I want to work on it a bit more. I gotta figure out some YouTube things, but the channel is there. This will just stream all of the Splinterland streams that I do, as well as we'll do, Crypto Maniacs on here. We'll do Crypto Mondays, and we'll do Thursday Night Live. So it will all be on this channel on YouTube, we think. So I'm not putting it out there, but if you want to subscribe, make sure you subscribe on YouTube there. Obviously, it helps us spread the word and gets the gospel of Hive out there for more people, right? So there you go. Let's get into it. So yesterday I made a post talking about sports analogies, and it's something I wanted to discuss with you guys tonight. Not so much the post. You can definitely go and read it. It's fun. My wife is hilarious. So I'm like kind of sitting in bed last night, and I'm like, I'm struggling to figure out something to write about, and she's like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how. And while she's talking to me, I get an idea. She's like, I don't know how you come up with these ideas and you write. And I take notes on my phone, and I checked a note from October of 2019, and it had sports analogy for to compare it to business and stuff. So that gave me the idea, and within like 20 minutes, I had the post out. So I guess the big nugget is take notes. I mean, whether you write them down on pads of paper, you capture them on your phone, if you got Post-it notes, whatever, write your ideas down. This is a little tip for you guys. So thank you. I appreciate it, Chris. I appreciate it. Hi, Eliana. This is why I recommend to people that you write this stuff down, because we're not that smart that we'll remember everything. Has this ever happened to you where you're driving or you're in the middle of something else and you come up with an idea and you're like, oh, I'll write that down later? 9 times out of 10, you never write it down, you forget it, and your life goes on. You totally miss it. So, have your phone handy, do a voice memo, write notes if you're in front of your computer. As soon as you get an idea, write them down, and then basically catalog them. Like I use, like these, for quotes and things like that. I'll just show you guys what I use. I use little index cards. I have little index cards. I got all my quotes, and sometimes I laminate them, obviously. But I write the ideas down, right? If I get ideas, and I'm going to use them again and again, I write them down here. But yeah, no, yeah, exactly, Chris. Nope, I say, hey Siri, voice memo. Yeah, I don't have Siri activated anywhere. I'm such a bad Apple fanboy, huh? I don't even use Siri. I use the notes and the voice memos though. So, anyways, that's just a little tip. Write your ideas down because I guarantee you probably won't remember them. You're going to say, and all in good intention, I'm going to remember this idea. You're probably not going to. So write the ideas down. You can catalog them, and then you can put them on index cards to kind of revisit every week. Really, really helpful because again, you never know when you're going to use this. For example, I wrote an idea I had for a blog post in 2019. That's 3 years ago. And now, February 24th, 2022, I wrote, or 2023, or February 23rd, because I wrote it yesterday. I came up with a post from an idea I wrote down 3 years ago. So always write down your ideas. You never know when you're going to actually use it. So just a little tip, little tidbit. Hopefully that helps. Hello, David. Welcome, sir. Welcome. So yeah, so I wrote this post about the sports analogy, but this is the point I wanted to highlight for you guys tonight. Like I really wanted to hammer this point home. Okay. The superpower in all this is the stick-to-itiveness. Now, we've talked about this a lot over the years, and I mentioned it in the sports analogy that, nothing's guaranteed and you're going to fail a bunch of times. But the real superpower in building businesses online, building brands through content marketing, et cetera, is the ability to stick with it, to be stubborn about it, show up every day. And this is a reason. There's a couple of reasons I want to highlight why this is so important and how you can really take advantage of this. But let's frame it with it. I'm going to frame it with a quote you guys have probably heard before. And this is from a content creator by the name of Roberto Blake. I've been following this guy for years and years and years. He's a really popular YouTube creator. He still does his stuff, and he's in a whole bunch of different things. But he's a true-blooded content creator in every sense of the word. And he came up with these metrics that you can use. Now, it should not be considered gospel. But this is some stuff that he dropped years ago. And shout out to Richard Taylor. Richard Taylor is actually the guy that introduced me to follow this guy. So, Rich, wherever you are, man, let us know, man. We miss you. Roberto Blake, this is what he said. And I'm reading. It's not necessarily a quote. It's kind of the examples he shared. So, you need to create at least 100 pieces of content to get any type of traction. Now, traction, he described traction not as money, not as financial benefit. He said 100 pieces of content to get any type of traction. Traction is in the form of comments, followers, any type of engagement. Any type of engagement. 100 pieces of content. Now you might be saying, okay, well, that's crazy. How do I measure that? Well, one of the coolest tools you can measure that with is HiveBuzz. You can check out hivebuzz.me if now we're talking about creating posts specifically on Hive. If you go to HiveBuzz, you'll be able to see how many posts you have created. Now, posts are also considered comments, but I'm talking specific posts, like blog posts, pieces of content. 100 pieces of content before you get any type of traction. He said it's not gospel, but that's what you should be shooting for. Before you start getting all pissed off at the world and I'm not getting upvotes, I'm not getting comments, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, create 100 pieces of content. Create that. 100 pieces of content before you start rage quitting. Do that. Now, if you're doing one blog post every day, that's obviously, 100 days. If you're doing one a week, That's 2 years, almost 2 years. So probably you'll want to do 2 to 3 to 4 pieces of content. If you do 2 pieces of content a week, you can get that done in about 200 days, give or take, right? So 100 pieces of content. The second piece of the puzzle that Roberto talks about is that after you get that 100 pieces of content, now you're starting to develop your voice. You're starting to develop your voice. People are going to start looking at you as being an authoritative voice. They're going to look at you as an expert in the niche you've chosen. That is where you got to stick to it. Kind of what we talked about with the sports analogy, being stubborn about it, because he says that you need to do 1,000 pieces of content before you start making a living from this stuff. Or not even making a living, just making a decent income. He doesn't say you're going to make 6 figures. He doesn't say you're going to make $50,000 a year. He just says that 100 pieces of content is needed to get traction, while 1,000 pieces of content are required to get income. That's a challenge. Here's the thing, going back to the sports analogy, that's stubbornness. That's showing up when most people are pointing the finger at you, laughing at you, telling you what you're doing is a failure. That's your own self-talk telling you what you're doing is a complete and utter failure. Here's the biggest nugget out of all of this. So if we write this down, we use this as a guide: 100 pieces to get any kind of traction and engagement, 1,000 pieces to really start making a living from this stuff. Here's the nugget. Here's why we want to do this. Because 99.9% of the people won't do this. This is why I laugh when people say, "Oh, it's such a competitive industry and it's hard to stick out." Okay, I can admit that it's not the easiest thing in the world. We're distracted by so many messages and marketing messages and influencers and social media updates and this, that, and the third. I get it. But I guarantee you, if you show up 1,000 times, you're going to make some headway. You're going to make some noise. Most people won't do that. Most people just won't do that. You separate yourself from the entire pack, the entire average content creator, average business person, by showing up every day and putting in the work, by creating the content. Again, if you are doing one blog post or sending one email a week through Listeners, for example, it's going to take you 2 years before you get any traction. If you're trying to hit that 1,000, do you see why not a lot of people make a living from this stuff? Because if they're doing one blog post or one email a week, and it takes 1,000 pieces of content to start making real income and a living from this stuff, stretch that out. That's like a decade. Do you see why most people don't make money at this stuff? Because the work that's required is not rocket surgery. You're not going to get a degree at MIT. You don't need to solve the world's problems. You don't need to be a brain surgeon here. The superpower is showing up and putting in the work every single day. Be stubborn about it and know that most people won't. Most people won't. Last night, my wife, like, how do you come up with these ideas? I write them down, but it's also, I've been doing it for years. That's it. It's I'm a freaking high school dropout, guys. I'm nothing. I'm most likely to fail at life in the yearbook. Okay, most likely to fail. Most likely, I'm nothing special. How have I figured this stuff out? Well, yeah, I soak up a lot of information. I read a lot of books. I learn all the time. But I'm freaking stubborn. That's it. That is absolutely it. That's it. Absolutely, Chris. You edge everyone else is going to quit. 99.9% of the people that are in this business, that start this business, that want to create a brand online, they want to build a business, they want to make money online, they will quit. They will quit because it's not that this stuff is hard to do. Sticking with it and keeping yourself motivated and inspiring yourself every day to put in the effort, that's what's hard, not the act of it itself. We go over tons of ways you guys can come up with content, how you can, the tools you can use. Like we talked about this the other day in the mastermind session. You don't want to write a big ass blog post? Don't worry about it. You don't need to. Go on your phone, create something on Dbuzz. Take a picture, use like to. If you want to use traditional social media, use Instagram, use Facebook, use YouTube, use TikTok if you're down with the kids. Whatever. It does not need to be a Pulitzer Prize winning article. The important part is that you're actually out there in front of people. That's what's important. Consistently, over time. That's it. There's the superpower. The superpower in all this is not buying the best product. It's not aligning yourself with the winning team. It's nothing like, it's literally showing up and putting in the work every day. That's it. That's the superpower. And knowing those metrics, write those down. Keep track of it. I need to hit 100 pieces of content before I get traction. I'm at content number 50. I got to do 50 more before I start whining that it's not working. If you get to 100, again, it's not gospel. It's not an exact science. But if you get to 100 and you don't see anything at all, you're not getting any traction, ask yourself, what is the content engaging enough? Is the content engaging enough? If you're doing day 17,055 of a challenge and your content has stayed the same for over a year, that's probably why you're not getting very much traction on Hive. No one wants to read day 1755 of a challenge. They don't want to read it. But anything. If you do this, you're 100 times, you're creating the content 100 times and you're not seeing the results, look at your content. Look at your content. So most people won't. Most people will give up before they even get to 100. So if most people, you get a tiny little smidge of people that make it past 100, I guarantee you it's even less that get to the 1,000 milestone. Well, Chris, this is the best thing about Hive. This is the best thing about Hive. You can grow with it, right? This is the traditional social media thing. Now, example, I'm using YouTube now, and YouTube, please don't cancel me, okay? Don't delete my account. But to get partnership with YouTube, to get any type of exposure, to get those funny little silver plaques they hand out to everyone that's really popular, you need to have like 10,000 subscribers to your account. I have 600, I think, on this account that I'm streaming on. Has that hurt me at all on Hive? Not at all, because I've been growing on Hive for the past 4 years, building, creating constantly. And I don't need permission to get like partner agreement with the powers that be at YouTube and getting a little blue check mark on Twitter. I don't need to be validated with that, because Hive, the community, the blockchain, the crypto, allows me to grow with it. So it allows you to get better and better and better. Now, heck, maybe if we take this YouTube channel seriously, it gets to 10,000 subscribers. Maybe people start enjoying it. Maybe because I'm getting better at creating content. I don't know. But I'm not hung up with having to beg. You know what I mean? So calling yourself a professional content creator on Hive, as soon as you start creating, you're a professional, because people will reward you for your content. If you put in the value, if you give value to the community, you will be rewarded for it. Might not be exactly in a Hive token, but it'll be in some type of token. It's powerful stuff. So anyways, going back again, just to wrap the point up that I really wanted to get across for you guys, is that You can separate yourself from 99.999% of the people by aiming for 1,000 pieces of content. That seems like a lot. Well, if you're doing one piece of content a day, that's give or take around 3 years. We've been on the blockchain for, well, from Steam, almost 5 years now. So almost half of it, we would have been totally good to go. Totally good to go. That's insane. Yeah. That is a weird way you say it because I make more issue tokens than I'm doing Hive and taking use. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about layer 2, Chris. That's the best thing about it. Right? Because one of the biggest concerns with the Hive blockchain and the powers that be in Hive and a lot of the protectors, let's say, of the rewards pool is just that. They don't want low quality content, and I'm using bunny because I don't know what, I guess a picture of a pen would be low quality content, but they don't want that eating up the rewards pool. I get it. That's fine. That's why you have layer 2 solutions. That's why you have a Leo Finance, why you have a CTP, why you have a Splinter Talk token, SPT, why you have, one up. Like name the community. It's so powerful with layer 2 solutions. So absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hive is great. I love it, but I also love all the different tribes and communities that I can cater my content to. So anyways, so that's the big nugget. The big nugget is the 100 pieces of content. Most people will give up just to get some traction, right? Or you can do the 1,000 pieces, which most guaranteed no one's going to do. Like you're going to have this small, minute population that will actually see that through. Most people won't see that. They won't do that, right? Fine with me. Less competition. And remember, this is the thing. And I know crypto is very volatile right now. The world is very volatile right now. No one knows what's going on, right? When things in crypto, specifically on Hive, start going down, what happens is traditionally most content creators stop creating because Hive is not worth $5. I'm going to go and spend my time creating content on TikTok because it's got more engagement or whatever. That's when you get more active. That's when you get super active. That's when you know most people won't be creating. That's when you create even more. So we can get into the specifics of the Hive blockchain and the rewards and all that, but that's boring. So I hope that resonates with people. I hope people really get fired up and say, you know what? Damn it, I'm gonna make that a commitment to get to 100 pieces of content. And I urge you guys to not just do one piece of content a week. And again, it doesn't need to be a Pulitzer Prize winning article. It doesn't. It could be use D-Buzz on your phone. I took a picture of a freaking salad and some kebabs that I had for dinner a couple nights ago. I got the Waka Spirit Blade card this morning. I went and did a picture of it and put it on D-Buzz. It doesn't have to be Pulitzer Prize winning material, but it has to be out there so people top of mind. Maker hacks. Hello, welcome, sir. Welcome. Absolutely. I mean, that's what I do, and I get it. When you're first starting out, that looks like a freaking mountain. Like one piece of content a day. But you got to start. You've got to start. That's the killer. That's the hack. Let's say you've got to start. It will get easier the more you do it. But if you're just sitting there lollygagging, I'm going to do one post every 6 months. I'm going to send an email once a year. I'm going to use social media every full moon. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And that is what you can directly translate that into why you're not making an income with this if you're sitting there doing one piece of content every third Thursday of the month on a solar eclipse. I mean, that's literally some people's plans. So get out there and be active. That's the superpower. That's the superpower. The more active you get at this, the better you'll get at this. You're supposed to suck when you start at this. Again, if anyone wants to go see some funny videos, look at me 14, 15 years ago doing videos on YouTube. They're out there. Like I'm not the picture of health now, but I was about 100 pounds heavier. Every second word was and ah. I looked like a deer in headlights. It was the most painful thing ever, but I didn't die from it. That's the thing. Like muscle memory, exactly. You keep doing this, it gets easier and easier. You're not going to die. No one's going to criticize. Haters will, because it's easier to point the finger, right? But I don't even care. Like, I remember when I started doing content on Ustream back in the day. Anyone remember Ustream? Like, it was one of the first streaming platforms out there. I was literally doing cooking shows because, you know, I'm just a world-class chef. No, I was doing like curries and chili, and I was doing all this stuff. I used to have people come into my chat and go, "Hey, fat ass, stop eating so much, you fat lard." You know what? Poor me. I should have. You know what? I should have stopped. Because it was so hurtful. It was so hurtful. Yeah, we're blab. I am. Mike, remember Blab? So yeah, I should have stopped because I was called names. You know what? I didn't die. I kept getting better and better. And I'm not saying what I create is the best stuff out there. It's not. God knows there's ton content creators out the yin yang that do billion times better than me. But to me, I'm always trying to improve. I know that I can get better if I work at things. But put me in front of 8 people, put me in front of 80,000 people on a live stream. Doesn't matter. Because I've been doing it so long. That's it. That's the only reason. Superpower is being stubborn about it. Keep showing up. David says he's at 725 posts in less than a year. That's amazing, dude. That is amazing. That is brilliant stuff. So that's the nugget for the day. I hope you guys got some value from that. Just a little. I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping for Index. You guys that were in the mastermind last night, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. Blaine came to me and said, "Dude, we've got a whole bunch of SPS that's liquid. Let's go buy a bunch of stuff." So last night we purchased 5. Count them 5. I think that was 5. Gold foil legendary cards for the Index. We purchased 2. One was rewards. No, I think they were both rewards. Maybe one was dice, one was rewards, but it was the big boy. So we bought 2 of them, which was 50,000 DEC burn rate each. So that gets added. We rented them out. All of that goes to the Index holders. Obviously, we're getting more SPS now every day. We also purchased 3 Chaos Legions. I forget. Bakjira was one. I forget the other 2. I totally forget. But it's all there. It's all there on the Index account. You can check it out. But 5 new gold foil legendary cards in Splinterlands for Index holders. So you guys will be getting paid each and every day from holding Index tokens in the DEC because we rent it out, and it's end of season now too. So the rentals are going great. All of our cards are rented out in Index, which gives you guys more dollars each and every day in your account. So thank you guys for being a part of Index as well. Listeners news, we're absolutely crushing it. Let me just I'll go get updated stats for you guys now. 1,261 new members since we launched. I sent an email out today trying to entice people to keep logging in. That's, again, part of our job is to keep people logging in. The more they log in, the more your open rates will increase. The more, well, I don't think we can increase CTR. Pretty sure the click-through rate's about as high as you can get, 100% in some cases. But that the more eyeballs, the better. And you know, the end result is that we want to get you guys earning listeners tokens and CTP tokens by sending emails and reading emails and verifying emails. So lots of fun. So 12, I got to write that down because I don't want to forget. So 1261. And that's up from 1248, which was last night. So that's, you know, what, 13 new active members here in the past 12 hours. So, or give or take 12, something like that. So anyways, that's it, guys. We did it. 30 minutes. I tried to get under 30 minutes for this. We're a little bit over, but you know, Hopefully that worked out. Thank you guys for coming and rocking with me. Thursday Night Live. Again, we're doing it on this YouTube channel, the streaming. We will continue to do it. We don't know how we're going to brand this. I might rebrand this channel completely, get my face off of it, and just put a kind of corporate thing up just so it encompasses all of our content. I'm not totally sure how we're going to do it, but more nerds. Exactly, Eliana. Yeah. But tomorrow we got me and Task are back for Crypto Maniacs. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Your question and answers. Your questions will be answered. Excuse me. So we did the post yesterday on CTP chat. That's out there. Thank you guys for everyone that asked the question for our content tomorrow, so we can do the Q&A session. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? No? Guys, thanks for coming, rocking with me. Appreciate you all. Let me know how we can be of service at any time. Drop us a line. Let us know. Toodles. Be good. Bye-bye.